A very warm welcome, traders. Please read our disclaimer first. I'll give you a minute. Get a tea, get a coffee, get some water. Get ready for this education live stream. Okay guys, thank you for hopping on. I see we are with a few already. Let's take a look to the disclaimer. Please note we are not financial advisors. This is only for your educational purposes and to build a framework around your own trading. Please make your own trading decisions. We can only guide you with our strategies, with our insights, with our knowledge. But please know you are responsible for your own decision making. Please do not risk money you cannot afford to lose. Stay small, stay humble, and focus on the long term. Okay, that being said, this will be an exciting week, guys. I'm excited. Let's see what the fundamentals will bring. I will also go over some points on how I use fundamentals. We don't have to make fundamentals that complicated. A lot of new traders don't even use fundamentals because it seems too complicated. Actually, it's not that complicated. We just have to know how to use them. So I will go over the points that you need to consider when using fundamentals. But first, let's take a look to the fundamental economic calendar. Let's see what data points are coming out this week. So the gray highlighted points are already over. This was yesterday, Monday. So what did we have? We had some China data points. Not actually anything big. Retail sales of China. That's an important one. So retail sales in China dropped, meaning consumers are buying less stuff, so that could have a small influence on further decision making, but not really anything with a lot of impact. Today we had unemployment rate. That's an important one for the pound. So unemployment, CPI, retail sales, these things are important. Why? Because everything leads to the central bank. So if the central bank says we are going to raise interest rates, so hike them, or we're gonna cut interest rates, these decisions are made on data points such as unemployment and inflation numbers, things like that. Okay, so we see we just had a better reading than before. 4.7, expected was 4.8, previous was 4.8 as well. So more people are going back to work in England, okay, in the United Kingdom. So if you trade the pound, that's good news. You can start looking for short-term volatility buys. Maybe it's already a little bit late. We're already 40 minutes away from that. Maybe if we get a pullback, I don't know. I'm not that of a pound trader. So that being said, moving forward to the upcoming data points. Oh, my webcam isn't on. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think I have a small issue with my webcam. So no webcam today, guys. I'm sorry. Or maybe you're lucky. You don't have to watch my my face. I'll see you next time. Okay, moving on, we have Euro employment change. So this is important as well. If you trade the Euro, GDP, guys. Okay, let's. GDP is always considered as a super important data point. I don't think it's that important. Why? Because it's lagging. This is a number that is already past, so it's not forward looking. Let's say unemployment rate. This is something that the Fed can use to make their decision on rating hiking rates or cutting rates. Okay, but GDP is something that it's already fixed. It's just like a report. Okay, GDP is better. Okay, but if CPI, for example, is way higher, then they need to cut interest rates or hike at least interest rates. Okay, so GDP, it's nice to know, but it's in my opinion, it's not that necessary to the central bank. It's not that important to the central bank to make decisions. Okay, U.S. retail sales important. So this is something to watch today. Very important. Then we have industrial production is also important. How much is the USA producing? Okay. Then yeah, Federal Reserve Chairman Powell will speak. So that's obvious, super important. He's the chairman of the Federal Reserve. So the Federal Reserve is the central bank of America. It's probably the most important central bank of the world, and a lot of other central banks around the world, like the ECB, the Bank of England, the Bank of Japan, the Bank of Canada, they like to follow the footsteps of the Federal Reserve. So if you have time, watch it or listen to it. It could give you some tips. Okay, and when you listen to these speeches, guys, the same as when you read interest rate decisions, when you listen to the speeches of these chairmen, listen to the tone. Are they positive or are they negative? You don't always have to understand all the stuff they are saying. Okay, if you do understand, it's better, of course. But if you don't understand, it's not that big of a deal. Just listen to how are they going into the conversation. Are they positive? Are they more leaning to the negative side? And that's just trying to figure out the sentiment. Okay. So I'm at least a very sentimental trader. I like to trade sentiment. It's not that I'm an emotional trader. I just like to trade sentiment. So you will see in my watch list, I have a lot of AUD, NZT, and CAD pairs because they are high beta currencies. They like to react on sentiment more than the other currencies. Okay. Also, JPY and CHF, they react on sentiment as well, but contradictory to the AUD, NZT, and CAD. So if sentiment is positive, the NZT, for example, will appreciate. It will increase in price or in value, while the JPY at the same moment will more likely to drop. Yeah, okay, to weaken. So let's move forward. So let's watch that Powell speech today. Later on, the retail sales, watch those as well. GDP not that important, in my opinion. Okay, and then moving to tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big day for interest rates. This is probably the most important data point, if you can say it is a data point, of a currency. Why? This is the central bank that comes together. I think once a month or once in 6 weeks they come together and they check out. It's a whole team, and they check out they analyze all the data points that can come out, like PPI, retail sales, consumer price index, CPI, product. And do we need to hike or cut interest rates? Okay, when a country hikes interest rates, it's more attractive to investors. Okay, if for example, if United States gives 1% interest on your money, but the NZD will hike their interest rate to, let's say, for example, if I exaggerate, 4%, then it's more interesting for investors to put their money in New Zealand, because they will receive 3% more interest on their money than in United States of America. Okay, so that is why the interest rate decision is super important. You need to know if the central bank of that country is more bullish or more bearish on their currency. If they are more bullish, then you can know if this is very hawkish. Actually, hawkish is bullish. If they are very hawkish, you need to look after buys. Okay, so if I know the NZD is super bullish, then I will be looking for buys against the CHF or the JPY. Okay. Now about this, I read something other interesting. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, they were the RBNZ is the Bank of New Zealand. They were very bullish, at least a while ago, and they were expecting 1% rate hike by the end of the year. So that means they have 3 more interest rate decisions. So they come together 3 more times until the end of the year. So that means they will need to raise interest by 25 basis points. So that's 0.25% every meeting. Okay, so that means if they don't if they don't hike interest rates, today or tomorrow, at least tomorrow, then they will disappoint the market, and then probably the RBNZ or the NZD at least will depreciate, so will weaken. So that's a very important one, guys. At least for me it is. It's the most important data point of the week. They will also have a policy statement. You can find it and read it on the website of the New Zealand Reserve Bank. It's a couple of pages. The same goes for the speech that I told you guys here from Fred Powell. Make sure if you read it, when you read it, please do read it. If you are a serious trader, you must read the interest rate statement. If it's the only thing you do for fundamentals, then please, this is the one you need to do. The interest rate statement, the monetary policy statement. Okay, read it. It's on the central bank, and you can find it here under monetary policy statement. I think they upgraded their website. Okay, and then you can download it. This is from May, so that's last time. The last was February, May, and now tomorrow the next one will appear here. Click on it, read it, It's a couple of pages. You don't have to read everything if you don't want to. I know the interest rate statements of the New Zealand and of Australia are pretty, how do you say it, big, a little bit too much in detail. If you compare it to one of the United States, that's like one page. So yeah, just go through it, maybe print it, highlight it with a highlighter, and just feel if feel, are they positive, are they negative, things like that. Okay. So I will close that. Let me just take my coffee. Let me see if I can fix my webcam here. There we are. Look at that pretty face. Yeah, if currency don't work, if Forex doesn't work, maybe I should go to modeling. Okay, it's not perfect, guys, but hey, hi, you can see me. Okay, let's see if I can go through the market here. So let's see. This is monetary statement. Yeah, these are also important numbers, guys. I won't be talking a lot about these because GDP is not my go-to currency. The euro isn't actually as well. I do trade the USD a lot, and Canada, Bank of Canada Consumer Price Index, important. Okay, guys, these data points give short-term volatility. Don't bet on them for the long term, okay? Unless they are in line with the central bank's outlook or their decision, okay? I will explain in a few minutes a little bit more. Unemployment, okay, this is an important one as well, guys. It's on Thursday, and apparently on Friday we don't have any news. That's not possible. Let me let it apply. Whoops. Okay, what do we have on Friday? Another speech of the RBA, the Bank of Australia. CPI, important for the Bank of Japan. These are numbers that they take into account for their next meeting. So if you have a high reading of CPI, you can expect, or the probability of a rate hike, or at least of a positive outlook, will increase. And the other way around, if they have a very weak reading, the central bank will act accordingly. Okay, GDP, retail sales, a lot of GDP news, guys, today, this week. Retail sales, okay, so we have a lot of retail sales. It's gonna be a busy week, guys. It's not gonna be a walk in the park. So make sure before everyone starts their trading, before you open your charts, guys, please take a look to the economic calendar. Okay, forexlive.com is a very, very good website as well. They are always active. Every time of the day, every time of the night, they are posting interesting news, interesting headlines. What I often do is I just go to Forex Live. I just read the headlines, and I just get a very fast feeling of positive or negative. Okay, if I read COVID, it's COVID is increasing in this country. Jobs are increasing. Things like that. I know. Okay, the sentiment today will probably be more positive than negative. Okay, sometimes that's enough. Okay, then what I also do check for fundamentals is Financial Source. It's a very good website. It is paid, and here you can see dominant currency pair NZD slides as New Zealand reports first coronavirus cases in 6 months. Okay, so this is a very big concern for the NZD. Let's keep it in mind. It's very important. It's going to be a very volatile week for the NZD, in my opinion. Okay, and now let's go to the charts. Okay, this was a trade I took yesterday. Let me just erase it. It's not important anymore. Let me quickly... okay, so guys, before we go to the charts, let me explain you how I use my fundamentals. Okay, so you have three very important things to consider, okay, when trading fundamentals. Okay, the most important one is central banks. Okay, this one is super important. It's the most important. Then we have data points. And so if we have this and this, we can have smooth sailing. Okay, if central bank is very positive, they have a hawkish outlook, for example, and the data points are also in line with the central bank's narrative, then we can have a very smooth and strong trend. Market will be trending very beautifully. Okay, something that can disturb this is geopolitics. Okay, now what are geopolitics? Let's say, for example, geopolitics are coronavirus. Okay, we have coronavirus, we have the trade war against China, things like that, things that are not in the power of the central banks. These can interrupt the flow of these two. Okay, so if you have a central bank, let's take the RBNZ of tomorrow. Okay, let's say they disappoint the market, which I think will happen. So let's say they don't hike interest rates, so they just keep interest rates unchanged. Then the RBNZ, the central bank of New Zealand, their currency will decrease. Okay, it will weaken in value. Let's say then the next data point from the NZD is negative. Then it will boost the narrative, or it will boost this even more down. Okay, let's say, and that's a question that I often get from students, is, hey Sander, why doesn't the red folder, so the red folders meaning these ones, if you go to I think Forex Factory is the one that uses folders. So yeah, a lot of people ask me, hey, there was a red folder and there was a reading, but the market didn't react a lot. Why not? Okay, so let's say we have a very strong positive outlook from the central bank, but we have a negative data point, then these two will balance each other out. Okay, And in the other case, when the central bank is very positive as well, very hawkish, and we have a very good bullish data point, then these two will strengthen each other. They will boost it. Okay, so that's what we need. First, you need to know what the central bank is doing. Okay, is the central bank of New Zealand hawkish or bearish? That's the question we need to answer tomorrow. From there on, we can know, okay, we have to look for sells or buys, probably sells in my opinion, but that's a decision you have to make from your own research. So let's say they are dovish, which means bearish in trading's language. They are bearish, and then the day after there's a data point that is negative as well. Then we have a strong probability that there is going to be more volatility to the downside. Okay, so these two have to work with each other. So the one that can excuse me for my French, fuck it up, then that's this. Okay, now in this case they can work also together. RB and Z dovish, meaning the currency will probably decrease, and a data point that's negative, which also will decrease the currency. And then we have politicals. Yeah, politicals, it's wrong. I typed it wrong. Geopoliticals, which in this case, the Delta variant in New Zealand is coming up. So they have more cases of COVID-19 patients, which is also negative for the NZD. So these are 3 points that make a case to sell the NZD, for example. Now, we don't want to front run the facts because we don't know this yet. We don't know this. We do know this already. So it would be positive if this central bank outlook would be more leaning to the negative side, because then these two are in line and we can start looking for NZD shorts. Okay, now we can go to the charts, guys. I'm sorry, it took a lot of time. We are already in for almost half an hour. So let's see what we got here. AUD USD, we made a sharp move down yesterday. Okay, let's put on the pivot points. Let me clean up my chart. Let me remove this alert. I missed the trade. It was so nice. Okay, no problem. There are trades every day, and if there aren't, just sit on your hands. Okay, let's see what the pivot points say. We are in a downtrend, guys. As you can see, I think that's very clear. We are trending down, so we are not going to look for buys. That's for sure. So let's see. We are in a downtrend. Okay, what's the next thing we want to do? Very simple. This was support, and we want price to return to this area. Okay, this is something we want to see happen. Okay, why am I drawing my arrow to here? Because this is the red zone. You see this green and red zone, or it's more pink. This is gonna be our sell zone of tomorrow. This was our sell zone of today. This was our sell zone of yesterday. Okay. Sorry, we are in a weekly. These are weekly pivot points, so this is our weekly sell zone. I'm sorry, I have to go to the daily, to the 1 hour to see the daily. So this was our sell zone of today. We didn't reach it actually, so this would be a trade I didn't take. I would have liked to see it go a little bit higher. We have the 21 EMA under the 50 EMA, which is good, but we wanted to see it go a little bit higher, maybe even touch the 50 EMA before the drop. So we missed this trade, but don't be afraid, guys. There are always pullbacks. So I would like to see a pullback somewhere around here. this candle is full of imbalance. Only sellers offered. There were only sells offered. Let me say it like that. So the market always needs to balance it out. It needs to retrace before it makes its next drop. Now, if we go to the 4-hour time frame where we see our weekly pivot points, we could expect price to come back to this zone, which is market structure. We broke that structure. We need to retest that structure because this is also imbalance. The blue zones, guys, these. So this blue zone is the target zone when you sell in this red sell zone. Okay, so we are at our aggressive target. So we could see sellers leaving the market, which causes the price going back up. So it's not always buyers that's coming in that drives price up. In this case, it would be sellers that leave the market. So they sell their positions, and that's why price will go up. There are less sellers in the market. When price comes back around this structure point, this structure, then we could expect sellers to come back in. Okay. Something that I would like to see is this 50 moving average doing something like this, which makes price go up to our sell zone, to this structure level, to the 50 EMA. This orange line would need to stay just under it. It can cross a little bit, but actually we prefer not to. That's telling us we are still in a downtrend, still in a sell zone. So we want price to go somewhere here. You know what? I'm gonna put my alert just before this zone. Alert for AUD USD. Yeah, okay, and that would make sense, guys, because I was looking to the DXY, the dollar index, just a few minutes ago, just before the stream. Price was here. I said to myself, I think price will go up somewhere around here, or even a little bit higher around here. Sometimes I use trend lines, guys, but I don't like to count on them too much. It's just for visual purposes that I do it. Something I wanted to see and I didn't quite got here was divergence. So you guys know I like divergence. There was no divergence. Price was going up, and the indicator was also going up. Now, what do we got? Price is going up, but our indicator is not going up. Something extra we got here is price, or the indicator is overbought. So it's in overbought area, above the 80, above the 75, what you want to call it. It's above the 80, and now it's going back down. Okay, if this candle closes like this, we also have an engulfing candle, which means we could expect price to go back to this level where we have the close of the previous bullish candle, or the open, I'm sorry. So if it would close here, you can take, I don't say you must take, but you could take a shot with selling here, put your stop above and take it down. It's not something I will do. I'm not that much of a dollar trader, but it's worth taking into account. If the dollar weakens, our AUD USD trade will most likely retrace back up and give us a nice sell opportunity. So you have to consider the correlations, guys. Okay, I hope my screen is sharp. Otherwise I will need to do something to the resolution and the settings, but I hope it's clear for you guys. Okay, NZD USD. So let me make a clean chart. Let me remove everything, and this as well. We like clean charts, don't we? Okay. This drop down, guys, look at it go. It's a 4-hour time frame. Sheesh. Wow. Damn, what a move. Okay, so I think this move comes by the news of the Delta variant, because everyone was expecting the RBNZ to do rate hikes. The Delta variant make sure they won't. At least that's not sure. But the market was already pricing in. The market was also already pricing in rate hikes, and now that chance of a rate hike has decreased enormously. So that's why price is dropping, in my opinion. The interest rate statement hasn't even occurred yet, and it's already dropping. So the markets are scared. The markets can feel the interest rate decision of the RBNZ already, while it's not even happened yet. So we could expect the NZT to keep dropping for the rest of the day. Maybe it will stall a little. When just before the interest rate statement. Then we see some short-term volatility, some spikes up, spikes down. But in my opinion, it will keep going down. Okay, so NZT, it will definitely be a pair I will be watching to short. With that being said, there's not much opportunity right now. We need pullbacks to trade properly, guys. Let me go to the 1 hour time frame. Let me put on the pivot points. Okay, so this is our sell zone of today. Put your stop on the R1. That would have been an awesome trade, guys. I'm telling you, we have every confirmation we need. Even if you waited or put your sell stop below, you know, this is a safe stop. This is an aggressive stop. So let's say we were very conservative traders, 14 pips stop loss, and now that's already a 7.7 to 1. So yeah, that's that would be a nice trade. But yeah, it's easy in hindsight. So what we do want to see now is we want to see price go in this box. So it will need to do something like this. It will probably fall a little bit further, and then it will be doing something like this. We want to see divergence here, price going up, the indicator going down, and then this will be our sell. Hopefully tomorrow. Don't try to get in today. Also, don't try to buy this, guys. It's a falling knife. Don't try to catch a falling knife. Then we take it down to our conservative targets. So our trade plan for tomorrow will be something, yeah, that's perfect, like this. So that's the trade for tomorrow, guys. Let's see if we get it. That's our plan A. Let's hope we get it. If price makes divergence around here, or spikes, makes a vector or doji candles, anything indecision like, then we can take the trade from the central pivot, put our stop just above this zone, and then our target would be, of course, the aggressive target, which gives us a risk reward that's almost the same as our plan A. That's our plan B. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's NZT USD CAD. Wow. Let me take a look to oil. I think oil is probably falling like a knife into hot butter. Not yet, but it will probably keep dropping, especially when COVID is increasing, or at least the COVID concerns are increasing, guys. So less fuel will get used, less production, so companies will use less oil, all things like that. So that will decrease the demand of oil, so it will decrease the price of oil. Less demand is weaker price. So I expect price to go to oil to go to 62. Let's see if we get it, but that will make sure the USD CAD or at least the CAD will weaken, so the USD CAD will strengthen. Okay, let me just clean up the chart for you guys. Let's go to the daily time frame. So we have down, 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 down. Now we are here. We broke the structure with this one, but we got back under it again. So for me, and I'm not that bullish on the dollar, but I'm super bearish on the CAD right now. So I'm just gonna say it up front. It's not gonna be a trade I would take immediately. I just wanna give you guys my thought process on how to analyze certain markets. So let me see, trade zone should do the trick. Yeah. So what I would do is I would wait, guys. I would wait for another high and then catch the retracement. So this looks like it's going to break out. I've been trading for a long time and this just looks like it's gonna break out to the upside. Okay, we had support here. Now price will try to do this. Okay, so you can try to trade the breakout, or you can try to wait, and that's what I would do. I would wait until price breaks this high to the upside, does something like this, breakout, retracement, and then this would be the spot to buy, and then back up. Of course, what do we want to see? We want to see this moving average moving alongside with the price going here. So this will be supportive as well. This zone will be supportive. The retest, the 21 EMA should stay above the 50 EMA. And when we got the retracement, we want to see a move like this. Price is going low here, but it's going lower, even lower here, and then we want to see our indicator doing something like this, low but higher here. So then we have divergence. That's what we want to see here. So these are our three main confirmations, guys. Also, of course, the pivot points. So this one will be the one. Okay, it's a daily time frame, guys, so this should take a couple of days, even maybe a couple of weeks, a week or two maybe. So yeah, that's gonna be a long-term trade. This will move up as price moves up. This is not fixed yet, these are fixed, but these this one is still moving. So we want it in the green zone around here. So that's how we trade. On the daily time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, on the 1 hour, the 30-minute, the 15-minute. I like to trade on 5-minute even. The last couple of days, it works on every time frame, guys. Up, you buy on the 4-hour pivot. That's on the 5-minute time frame. We just search for the same confirmations: a higher high, a retracement into the green zone in confluence with our EMAs. We want to have divergence right here, and then we just buy it, guys. This trade, how would I have taken it? So let's say we entered somewhere around here, stop just below the green zone. Our target was probably going to be here, so that's a 2.6 to 1 in what, less than an hour. And if you had an open TP, that would already be a 5.7. So these are awesome trades, guys. So you don't need to take a lot of trades. You don't need to take everyday trades. just watch, wait for the perfect trade, wait for the perfect storm, wait until you got all your confirmations lined up with the central bank, with the data points. Make sure you check the geopoliticals, and then you just trade. Okay, buy, buy, buy. Maybe don't take this one. Buy, 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 no buy, buy. Okay, and if you are really patient trader, you can just buy it when it goes up, put it break even. The next session you can buy it again, put it break even. This one would probably hit your break even, no problem. You just buy this one, it goes up, put it break even. It goes here, you buy it, it goes up, put it break even. You buy it, it goes up, put it break even. These trades are all break even, and you have already a nice portfolio on one pair, but the risk stays the same. You always risk, let's say, 1% or 2% on this trade, and that's how you build a portfolio of trades. You want to have as much trades, or at least I do. I want to have a lot of trades. I want to have 30 trades on one pair, all set to break even, and just ride the wave of the central banks. If you know exactly where the central bank want to go, you have the perfect data points, you don't have to close out your trades, guys. Okay, I must be honest, that's something I'm practicing on as well. It's not that easy. If you see, let's say, 8% profit, you just want to take it. Okay, even less than that, you just want to close it. But it's just something I want to teach you guys. Just let your winners run. Okay, I know it's a cliche, but we need to do it. Okay, this is the VIX. I will explain the VIX another day. It's not the right time because it will consume a lot of time, and we only have 10 more minutes approximately to go. So let's see what gold is doing. I'm not gonna erase these lines because I put a lot of effort in it. Yeah, this was a channel that got broken. I don't know if you guys remember. Gold flashed down, but yeah, is it a coincidence? I don't know. I don't think so, that it came back to this zone and then moved back up again. So now we can analyze this in a few different ways. You can see price will probably go up. Why? Inflation in the United States is less and less transitory. So the high inflation will probably stay more than they thought before, and gold is an anti-inflationary asset. So gold will never lose its value if the dollar increases a lot. So if the inflation on the dollar increases, then gold will even more appreciate. So yeah, I don't think gold will drop. I think it will just continue to rise. So what do we have now? On the smaller time frame, we can see this impulse down. We have a retracement back up. We have an impulse down, and now we are going back up. So actually, I think sellers are watching this area. If there are any sellers, which there are probably, this will be a zone that they are watching for sure. Okay, so until we break this zone, guys, I'm not gonna buy. Okay, for me, this is resistance. Okay, this is bearish integrity. If bearish integrity is broken, then I will wait for the retest, and this will then become support. This will then become bullish integrity. So if it retests the support, no, let me take this one. If price does something like this, retests here, then I'm gonna buy and take it way higher. Okay, until then I think it's too dangerous to start buying, especially around this zone where the bears are watching to sell. So yeah, be careful with gold. If you are a bear, then you could sell. You have a little divergence here, but it didn't react a lot. So yeah, fundamental wise, I think it's not that smart to start selling gold. But hey, who am I? Okay, we have imbalance that's filled right over here, so we could see when price reaches here, we could see a reaction down, but I'm not gonna trade it. I'm not gonna tell you to trade it, because of course we are not financial advisors. I can just give you my opinion and how I trade. Okay, what do we have next? AUD JPY. Again, guys, let's see if you have the US 30, if you have stocks going down, that means sentiment is bearish. The investors are pessimistic. So let's say if price would do something like this and breaks this level, then we could expect price to continue a downtrend. Okay, until price doesn't break this level with a strong candle, not just like tiptoeing below, but if it breaks strongly down, then we could see the US 30 and all indexes, all equities fall in the midterm, short to midterm, and then of course risk environment, it would be a risk off environment, which would make sure AUD JPY keeps falling, CAT JPY will keep falling, NZT JPY, the same with CHF, they will start falling. Okay, I think it's the same as AUD USD. We have the drop down, we want to wait for the confirmation on the retracement around here. So AUD JPY is practically the same setup. So just wait for retracement. It's a 4-hour time frame. So we just want to take the best trade, guys. So we analyze all these trades. Maybe we don't have any trade. Maybe we have one trade, or maybe it can happen that all these 3 trades line up perfectly and you split your risk in 3. Okay, and instead of taking 3% risk on one pair, you take 1%, 1%, 1%. Okay, that's something I do a lot as well, and it works out just fine. Okay, so the trade zone of today, the sell zone was here. We didn't reach it. We touched the 21 EMA and reacted from the 21 EMA, which indicates us we have a strong downtrend. Okay, now we are in daily profit taking zone. Sellers can leave the market and we can see a retracement back up. If price could reach this price today, maybe I will consider selling it, but I would prefer selling it later in the week, or maybe even somewhere around beginning of next week, when this can start chasing up. This zone, this pivot zone, will also go back up, and then a sell zone somewhere around here will be more than welcome. 61.38, somewhere in between, somewhere in between these two blue lines would be perfect for me. I know a lot of traders will only trade the 78. This will give you a higher risk reward, but you will also miss a lot of good trades, and that's okay. If you have a good risk reward, you don't need a lot of trades in a day or in a week or in a month. But I just like to take my setups, and sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's not. Okay, let's see if we have something interesting to finish the call with. CAD JPY, guys, very bearish on this one as well. We need a pullback before going down. NZD JPY took the sell around here yesterday. That was, you see, sell zone yesterday. The 50 EMA, the 20 EMA was below the 50 EMA. We touched our pivot, our central pivot. We had some divergence on the smaller time frame. I think it was on the 5 minute. I took it on the 5 minute. Yeah, I can't remember where it was. Yeah, I shouldn't have deleted my long short position, but okay. Never mind. Same, you guys. You don't want to sell here. Price dropped already that much. It can drop even more, but I don't want to bet on it. Also, where do you want to put your stop if you sell here? It's no ideal position. Wait for a pullback as high as possible. If you are a smart money trader like Jens, he will probably be looking at this area, put an alert right here. For me, it's more like confluence with the indicators that I need to then take the sell. Something like this will be my setup. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. German 30. Okay, so that's something I was talking about with the US 30. Now German 30 did make that move down. As you can see, we made a lower low. Price, the sellers got out for today. Sellers got out. But if we see a retracement back up to this sell zone tomorrow, then I wouldn't be surprised if traders took it lower, because we made a new lower low. Okay, we didn't make a higher high or an equal high. We just made low, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, and now we want to see a lower high before we make another lower low. Okay, that's just how the markets work. Do note there is some support here and some support here. So these are two very important zones. Maybe it's a little bit early to start thinking about a downtrend, because this could just be a retracement to make another move up. We are with in the weekly pivot points on the 4-hour time frame. This is a perfect buy setup. So that's another thing, guys. Make sure when you are trading that all your time frames are lining up. So at least from the 4-hour to the 5-minute, these have to line up. This is a perfect buy, guys. We have the 50 EMA, we have the 21 above the 50 EMA. We have our weekly buy zone at the M2. We can put our stops here, buy to here. The perfect entry was here at the M2. The perfect stop was at the S1, and our target is here, the conservative target, and that's our trade of the week. Just set the trade, forget it, and leave it run, and hope it makes new highs. That's going to be a record high then, all-time high. That's also something to consider. It's not that ideal to trade at all-time highs, but who says it can't make higher highs for the rest of the year? Okay, so my opinion is a trend will keep going until it breaks, and we have no break yet. Okay, so I'm gonna watch this one with a little cautiousness. I won't risk too much if I'll take this trade. Maybe if I see a nice setup on a smaller time frame. If we start making higher highs again, then we can see at the 5-minute time frame to maybe start buying. Okay, and then it will look like something like something like this, I think. Move up, retracement, move up, retracement, move up, retracement, move up, retracement, move up. Okay. And these are all buying areas where we want our 50 EMA, our 20 EMA, our divergence at the end of the retracement, our pivot zones. Okay, so these are all confluences what we are looking at. So this is going to be one I will be watching. Okay, guys, I think UK 30 is the same. We made a double bottom. We are in a this is a dangerous one. Going to stay away from it. US 30 going to stay away from it as well. AUD CHF, CAT CHF, NZT CHF are all the same, pretty much as the JPYs. Won't be going over these ones. GBP, as I told you guys, GBP will be flying today, I think, of course, because of the strong economic data points that came out today. The employment was higher, the unemployment was lower. So we can see GBP being bullish. Wow. GBP NZT super bullish. Guys, don't buy, please don't. Wait for a retracement, wait until you get some discount on these prices before you do anything. Same here, CAT, GBP CAT. We are a little bit bearish on the CAT because of oil, so just be aware where to buy, guys. Don't just buy anywhere. Okay, thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. By liking, you are letting YouTube know this is quality content and we want to bring quality content to your desktop. Okay, have a nice day, have a great trading week, guys. We'll talk soon, and don't forget to watch our other live streams, educators. Okay, bye guys.